Hi people, it's me Tristan, and in this video I will show you how I paint the samurai skin and eyes. So I'll be painting this old villager. These are the three paints I use for the skin. Other than that, you just need black and pure white. So you start off by just giving a rough base coat of elf skin. I usually paint my miniatures like that I start from the bottom layers and work myself up, meaning that I always start with the skin, and after I finish the skin I will move on to clothes, underclothes first, and so on, because it's easier to avoid mistakes. This is just the first layer. Once the paint has dried, we'll go on with Fleshtone Wash. You can paint that on pretty liberally. After doing this step, I also take a pause to let it dry. You want this to be dried thoroughly, so you don't want it to be wet when you start doing the highlights. That's why I usually paint 3-4 models at the same time. Like I finish with the wash on this model, I can start washing the next one, and so on. For the next part, elf skin tone, this time I'm just gonna give rough highlights. So at this point I'm also thinning down my paint, so I'm keeping it simple at this point. And when you paint the face, you want to cover the parts: cheekbones, the chin, the eyebrows. Of course you want to highlight the neck, the ears, and the forehead. Now I'm going to try to show you what this looks like. So this is what it looks like after the second. Now for the final part, for the skin, we're gonna use pale flesh, and that's a color I've discovered lately and I'm enjoying it very much. So again we take the detail brush. So I'm trying to keep the paint thinner, especially on the face and the forehead. If you don't have any, like if you don't have a helmet or hair on the top of the head, then usually it might get too lame in the sense that it's just of one color and it looks like it's a ball. You want to keep the paint thin and paint it on like stripes. Now that I've finished with the skin, I'm gonna go on and work on the hair and the eyes, because for all my samurai miniatures I do the hair black, because that's the main color of hair you see in Japan. So now I'm gonna show you how I do eyes. Use my finest detail brush and just draw this black line. To do the other eye, I turn the model around. This trick I learned here on YouTube, and it's a really useful little trick. The only thing left to do now is just do the white spots, and I close in on the model and take my finest detail brush, just one dot on the inside and the other on the outside. You don't always get the dots perfect and it'll cross the black line, so usually I go back over with the black. This takes I guess maybe a bit practice and time. So yeah, that's how I paint my samurai skin. But now I'm gonna take this one step further, because I want this guy to be old. For this I use Coated Arms Field Grey. What you want to do with this paint is you want to thin this one down for sure. You don't want to paint that on in full effect. You just want a small nice dark shade. So as you can see, it's pretty watered down and it's pretty thin. But if you think you've overdone it, you can take some of that pale skin tone, thin it down, and go over some key features like the jawline, nice cheekbones, but you have to keep it thin down. And I'm gonna go over the forehead and the top of the head. So here it is, with finished skin and hair and eyes. I hope this was useful or entertaining. Thank you for watching, keep it safe, and sayonara!